Hi everyone, it's Tremia. Today I'm going to talk about the antiphospholipid syndrome, and I it's one of my diagnoses now, um, and it's a symptom of lupus, and I have never tested positive for it until the last 2 years. Like 2 years ago, I tested positive, and at that point, my doctor she just started me on baby aspirin, and anyway, it's a disorder of your blood, the coagulation, so how it clots. So, like, I'm more susceptible to blood clots, strokes, and like DVTs, deep vein thrombosis kind of stuff. So that's why she started me on the aspirin. Um, and you gotta be careful. I mean, that baby aspirin, it can tear your stomach up. And so, like, when she started me on that, she also started me on some kind of like Nexium or Prevacid. And, we've been through everything over the last 2 years to find something that finally actually keeps my stomach from burning and stuff. Um, Also, the antiphospholipid syndrome, it affects mainly like the younger women. It can cause miscarriages, and usually that's the first sign. And how they'll find the syndrome is, because of a miscarriage, and that's just horrible. And then, but also, and that's in the first 20 weeks, I believe. And then if you make it to the end of your pregnancy, it will cause preeclampsia. And that I did suffer from. And my son's 21. He'll be 21 here in a couple of weeks. So I'm talking about 21 years ago. Um, I was from a small town. The family doctor did everything. He saw you for a sore throat and he delivered your babies. And so, it's just a small town. And uh, when I look back, my preeclampsia, it wasn't handled correctly. It was very serious. And I can remember them saying they were worried that I might have a stroke. But when you're in labor, you don't stop and think you're in labor. You're not thinking about everything else. And but so I did have the severe preeclampsia, because when they finally gave me like water pills, in one day it took off 30 pounds, and then throughout the week I took off another like 20. So, and that was just water weight. And I had that pitting edema where you press in, and my ankles all the way down my legs were all just like one size. It was horrible. Um, that's all. It was horrible. So that's another thing that is like the antiphospholipid. The preeclampsia could be a sign of the APS. Um, Mine is secondary because I have the lupus. Um, so it exists with another disease. Like if you just have APS and you don't have a disease that associates with, then it's primary, but mine's secondary. And um, that's what I know about it. And I'm past the point of having to worry about the miscarriages and everything that goes along with the pregnancy. But young women need to be aware of that. And I take my aspirin every day. At one point, we kind of thought I was having mini strokes, and this is right around the time we found out all this, because like my side of my face would go numb, and then like my hand and my leg would kind of go numb. But I was so sick at the time that was just like, it's like I knew kind of what was happening, but didn't want to go to the emergency room. Our emergency room isn't the best. And when you go in there, you're there for like a minimum. You're waiting like 2 to 3 hours, just sitting there waiting. And then you get back there and you're waiting. And I was so sick. And I was just praying like, Lord, please take care of me. Which didn't make my doctor very happy. Because for a stroke to show up on an MRI or a CAT scan, it has to be done within 24 hours, a mini stroke. And so I didn't go in time for that to happen. And so it's questionable I believe I was having the mini strokes, but there's just no documentation because I didn't go to the hospital, and that is stupid. If you think that you're doing that, you need to get your rear to the hospital. And if you're sick, have somebody carry you, because I did. I made the wrong, stupid decision, and something serious could have happened to me. And it was just a bad choice, and it could have had bad consequences. So if you do feel like you're having a stroke, or look like you feel like a blood clot, or have that your leg get really hot and the stuff that goes along with the DVTs, you need to get medical treatment quickly. Don't do like I did. I was stupid. Um, that is all I know about the antiphospholipid syndrome, and I know my doctor wasn't too happy with me, and now that I have a clearer mind and can think back on it, I know why she wasn't. I wasn't very smart. But the next videos I'm going to do, I think I'm going to start telling my story about lupus, about how I, just my history. And I'm going to go off of here. I'm losing my voice. And I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.